students, welcome back to Matrices and Systems of Linear Equation. In this video, I will be covering the learning outcome finding inverse using elementary row operation, or better known as ERO. Okay students, in my previous video, I have explained to you what is ERO. In this video, I am going to explain to you what are we going to do. So basically student, our aim here is to change the matrix on your left hand side to identity. As we change this matrix to identity, on your right hand side we will be getting your inverse. Okay, basically this is elementary row operation. So I will be starting with 1 followed by 0 0. Okay, I will be tackling the first column first, and then second column I will start with 1 followed by 0 0, and then third column I will start with 1 0 0. So this is the order. I've explained on this order in my previous video. Now in my lesson I will teach you how to prepare the template for ERO. It will be easier if you learn how to prepare the template. Okay, now in our template the first step is always on row 1. So what are you going to do with row 1? We're going to make sure we get 1. Okay, so to get 1 we will be using the operation multiplication. Okay, so this is just the template. Okay, we have not entered the calculation. So calculation will be after we prepare the template. Now on my second step, okay, so this is my second step. What we are going to do is we are going to get the 0 0. Okay, so when we want to get 0 0, this is involving row 2 and row 3. So the operation is going to be on row 2 and row 3. Okay, so row 2 and row 3, for us to change row 2 and row 3 to 1, what we are going to do with row 2 and row 3 is, here we are going to use addition or subtraction, and our operation will be on row 1. Okay, remember student, the involved operation here is addition or subtraction. Okay, so once we are done with this, we have finished column 1. Okay, we have finished column 1. Now we're going to focus on column 2. In column 2, we're going to change to 1 first, row 2. Okay, we're going to change row 2 into 1. So since the calculation is involving row 2, okay, draw your template first. Okay, and whenever we change to 1, we will be using the operation multiplication, just as the first step. Okay, so now for this step is going to be row 2. So we're gonna multiply row 2. Okay, so that it becomes 1. The operation involved here will be multiplication. Okay, I hope you are following. Now once I am done with 1, I'm going to focus with 0 0. So 0 0 is on row 1 and row 3. Okay, so what are we going to do with row 1 and row 3? Remember, to get 0 we will be using addition or subtraction. Okay, so draw your template. Okay, the involved operation is row 1 and row 3. Okay, so what are we going to do with row 1 and row 3? We're going to take row 1 and row 3, either add or subtract, okay, with the row that you did operation before, which is row 2. So this is always permanent. The operation is permanent. Okay, first we start with row 1 involving multiplication to change to 1. Second, row 2, row 3 involving addition, subtraction with row 1 to get 0. Next, we go to column 2. We will start with row 2. To get 1, we will use multiplication. Now the remaining row, which is row 1 and row 3, to get 0, we will use addition, subtraction with the row that we have done operation before, which is row 2. Okay, so the involved operation here is addition or subtraction. Okay students, I hope you are following. So we have finished our second column. Now we're gonna focus with our third column. So on the third column, our main aim is to get 1. Okay, so we're going to see how we're going to change this to 1. Okay, so changing 1 will involve multiplication. Okay, so draw your template. Okay, this is your template. Okay, and the involved row is row 3. Okay, and what are you going to do with row 3? Okay, you're gonna multiply. The operation involved, this is permanent. Okay, do not change. Okay, for any inverse we will be using the same template. Okay, so next is after row 3, the remaining 2 rows to become 0 would be row 1 and row 2. Okay, so the remaining operation is on row 1 and row 2. So what are you going to do with row 1 and row 2? We are going to add or subtract. Okay, and this operation will be on row 3. Okay, so when you have done this, you will have finished your third column. Okay, so this is our template. So I will advise you to prepare the template. Okay, so I repeat the template. We will start with row 1, row 2, row 3. Row 2, row 1, row 3. Last is row 3, row 1, row 2. Okay, now let's start our operation. So the first aim is for me to get my first element as 1. So notice student, my element is already 1. So I do not need this operation. Okay, I do not need this step. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy back everything as it is. Okay, because I didn't do any operation. Okay, next what we are going to do, we are going to, after 1, okay, we're going to make sure these 2 elements become 0. Okay, notice my row 3 is already 0. So this operation is not needed as well. So what I need to do is, I'm going to make sure 2 become 0. So what we have to do, we have to think, what do we do with 2? Okay, what do we do with 2? By adding or subtracting so that it gets 0. Obviously, you will minus 2. So you have chosen minus. Since you have chosen minus, plus does not come into the operation already, and this is going to be 2. R2 minus 2R1. So that's your operation. Okay, so now for you to understand, I'm going to write down R2. So this is R2. R2 is 2, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0. We're going to minus with 2 times R1. So this is your R1. Okay, what happens when you multiply every element with 2? Okay, 2 times 1, we get 2, negative 2, 4, 2, 0, 0. So this is 2R1. So what we are going to do? We are going to minus. So we will be getting 0, 2, negative 1, negative 2, 1, 0. Okay, this is your new row 2. Okay, students, be very careful. You only did operation on row 2. Meaning your row 1 will maintain as it is. 1, negative 1, 2, 1, 0, 0. But you have a new row 2 which is 0, 2, negative 1, negative 2, 1, 0. And row 3, you're going to maintain as it is 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, students, now did you realize that you have managed to change your column 1 to 1, 0, 0. Now our focus is on column 2. Okay, so we're going to start with 2. Okay, what are we going to do is, we're going to figure out what do you multiply. Remember, the operation involved is multiply, and we are supposed to get 2. Okay, so what you're going to multiply with 2 so that you get 1. Okay, so obviously 1 over 2. So the answer here is R2 is 1 over 2 R2. So our operation is on row 2. Row 1 and row 3 maintains as it is. So I'm going to copy my row 1, 1, negative 1, 2, 1, 0, 0. Now my row 2, I'm going to multiply all with 1 over 2. So we will be getting 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. Okay, I didn't do any operation on row 3. So that's going to be 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, can you understand, students? I hope you are following. Okay, now my next aim is to get 0, 0. Okay, I'm gonna get 0, 0 here in the same step. Okay, so I'm going to think, what am I supposed to do with negative 1 so that I get 0? And I have to use addition or subtraction. So obviously we will plus 1. So we have decided the operation that we're going to use is plus. So minus is not involved anymore. So plus 1, that means R1 plus 1 R2. Okay, now we go to row 3. Okay, so the element on row 3 is 1 and I'm supposed to change this to 0. So what we will do? Minus 1. So the operation involved is minus. Okay, so it's going to be row 3 minus row 2. Okay, let's do the operation for row 1 first. Let's copy down row 1, which is 1, negative 1, 2. So let's copy here 1, negative 1, 2, 1, 0, 0. What I'm going to do? I'm going to plus with R2. 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. Okay, I'm going to plus this. Okay, students? Okay, now when we plus, we will be getting 1, 0, 2 plus negative 1 over 2 is 3 over 2, 0, 1 over 2, 0. Okay, that is for R1 plus R2. Next, we're going to take R3. So copy your R3. 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1. So that's your R3. We're going to minus with R2. R2 is 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. Okay, so what we are going to do? We are going to minus. Okay, students? So 0, 0, negative 1 minus negative 1 over 2 will be giving us negative 1 over 2. 0 minus negative 1, the answer here is 1, negative 1 over 2 and 1. Okay, so this is your new R1 and R3. So there's no changes in R2. See, we're going to copy R2 as it is. Okay, so remember, our new R1 is 1, 0, 3 over 2, 0, 1 over 2, 0. So we're going to copy this in our template. Okay. So our template continues on my next page. Okay. So remember, students, the operation that we did just now. So the answer that we got for R1 is 1, 0, 3 over 2, 0, 1 over 2, 0. And remember, we didn't do any operation for row 2. So we're going to copy row 2 as it is, which is 0, 1, negative half, negative 1, half, 0. So I'm going to copy as it is. Okay. 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. Okay, we did operation on row 3. So the new R3, 0, 0, negative half, 1, negative half, 1. Okay, so we will be getting 0, 0, negative half, 1, negative half, 1. Okay. So notice that we have completed our column 2. So we have managed to change this to 0, 1, 0. Now our focus is on column 3, starting with the element that we're going to change to 1. So we have to think what multiplies with negative 1 over 2 will give you 1. So you can only use the operation multiplication here. So we're going to multiply with negative 2. So this will give you 1. So this is going to be R3 is negative 2 multiply R3. So there's no changes in R1. So we're going to copy R1 as it is. 1, 0, 3 over 2, 0, 1 over 2, 0. No changes on R2. 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. Now R3 we're going to multiply with negative 2. So you will be getting 0, 0, 1 followed by negative 2, 1, negative 2. Okay, so that is our new R3. Next, we're going to change these two elements to 0 by using addition and subtraction. So we start with R1 and the value is 3 over 2. So what do we do with 3 over 2? What do we add or minus so that we get 0? Obviously, we will minus 3 over 2. So the chosen operation is minus, so plus is no more there and it's going to be 3 over 2. R1 minus 3 over 2 R3. Okay, next we look at R2. The element on R2 is negative 1 over 2. I have to obviously add 1 over 2, so I get 0. Operation chosen is add, so minus is no more there. Okay, so it's going to be plus. Okay, we're gonna plus with 1 over 2 R3. Okay, now let's copy this operation. First, we will copy R1. So this is your R1. 1, 0, 3 over 2, 0, 1 over 2, 0. That's your R1. You're going to minus with 3 over 2 multiply R3. Okay, 3 over 2. Okay, so 3 over 2 times 0 will give you 0, 0, 3 over 2. So I hope you are following. 3 over 2 multiplies negative 2. Okay, so that will give you negative 3. Okay, 3 over 2 times 1 will give you 3 over 2. 3 over 2 times negative 2 will give you negative 3. So we're gonna minus. So this will give us 1, 0, 0. 0 minus negative 3 will give us 3. 1 over 2 minus 3 over 2 will be giving us negative 1 followed by 3. Now this is your new R1. Okay, next we're going to look at R2. Okay, now this is your R2. Copy your R2. 0, 1, negative 1 over 2, negative 1, 1 over 2, 0. We're going to plus with 1 over 2 multiply R3. So 1 over 2 multiply 0, 0, 1 over 2. 1 over 2 multiply negative 2. That will give us negative 1, 1 over 2, negative 1. And you're going to plus. So 0, 1, 0. Negative 1 plus negative 1. Negative 2, 1, negative 1. Okay. Now let's write down the answer. So the new R1 is 1, 0, 0, 3, negative 1, 3. Okay. New R2 0, 1, 0, negative 2, 1, negative 1. And no changes on R3 0, 0, 1, negative 2, 1, negative 2. Okay, notice that we have managed to change this to identity. The moment you change to identity, on your right hand side is your A inverse. Okay, students, so what is our A inverse? 3, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 2, 1, negative 2. Okay, so I hope you have followed my video. I have another example on my next video. Hopefully you could achieve the learning outcome, finding inverse by using elementary row operation. Okay, thank you.